All right, let's read this. I saw it on the way before I drove over. James Harden calls Daryl Morey a liar, says he won't be part of Sixers. In the video that surfaced on Monday morning, James Harden called Daryl Morey a liar. Harden was speaking in China. Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part of. Let me say that again. Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part for. That's insane. Harden has asked the Sixers to trade him. Philadelphia and Morey have attempted to fulfill this request but haven't found a deal to their liking. The Los Angeles Clippers are where Harden would like to be traded, but talks between the two teams have termed as stagnant. Harden opted into the final year of his 2-year deal with Philly. It's so funny. He did so with the idea that it would be easier for him to be traded. Last week, Morey and the Sixers said they were ending trade talks, and the intention was for Harden to report to Philadelphia's training camp. So, here we go. What's good?
Not much, just on campus right now. We're on lunch. We have a short lunch today, so I'm here till 1:30. But welcome to the NBA show, ladies and gentlemen. Let me find a place to fucking sit down. It's not too hot today. So it's like 90. But we got a nice scene. What are we talking about over here? We're talking that James Harden calls him a liar. Daryl Morey.
Yeah.
So listen to this shit. I saw a great tweet. I think it was Clutch Points or the NBA Central put it out. Chris Paul, when he got traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder, he called Daryl Morey a liar. And because Daryl Morey had told them right before the trade to Oklahoma City about 4 or 5 years ago that it wasn't gonna happen, and then he was traded to Oklahoma City, and Chris Paul in his introductory press conference, or one of his quotes immediately after the trade was him calling Daryl Morey a liar, saying that he wasn't going to be traded to the Thunder, and he ended up being traded to the Thunder. Now we're getting James Harden calling Daryl Morey a liar, and I wonder if it's a liar over the sense that he's calling him a liar over him not being traded, or a liar that he was going to get a max contract, and now the Sixers are telling him, yeah, we're not paying the max.
Yeah, it's probably both, because he wanted to be traded, but he also wanted a max contract. But I think he originally wanted the max from Philly, right? And then Philly was like, we're not going to give you that much money. And then he's like, okay, I'll be traded then.
Something like that. Well, from what I know from conversations I had at the Summer League, part of the reason why he picked up the player option was teams told him they weren't going to offer him $36 million a year in free agency.
Yeah.
Like, part of the
reason
that
cash.
Yeah, he took that deal because supposedly there wasn't a better deal in free agency. Like, because I told you that we found out supposedly when M.A. Udoka took over, he said that he'd rather pay for Fred VanVleet and have the Rockets get Fred VanVleet and fucking Grant Williams instead of, James Harden, because he believed that those two guys were going to be, not Grant Williams, my apologies, Dylan Brooks, were going to be better players for the organization than James Harden. Like, that he thought that was a better use of their money. So
yeah,
we knew that,
like everyone else.
Like everyone else. So we knew that Houston wasn't going to offer him the money. So who else was going to offer him the money? And supposedly there's been no progress in the trade talks at all.
That's unfortunate, because Los Angeles, the Clippers would be so fun to watch. The Phoenix Suns would be so fun to watch. LA, man. There's a lot of pressure in LA, though. I don't know why Harden's desperate to get there, but I guess they're trying to keep both Paul and Kawhi.
I don't know why, but like, I'm in an area where it's all ZV, like Greek life.
Oh.
like there's these buildings. I don't know where the fuck I am, but I just walked somewhere. Take TPAE.
Do you have class already?
Yeah, I'm in like my graduate boot camp right now. It's like for the next 8 days we're here from 10 to 5, like working on shit. But no, it's not at all. I gotta be back. Okay, so you were saying about Harden. I don't think there's a deal out there for him. A. B. There is a deal. I take that back. There is a deal, and Daryl Morey is being a bitch. Okay? First off, We all know what James Harden's about to do. You remember what happened in Houston? He went and partied in Las Vegas and Atlanta and then showed up like fucking overweight. So James Harden is going to win the leverage. But did you see what Bobby Marks put out?
No.
So if a player, I think, holds out for more than 30 days, so if you can Google it, Bobby Marks, James Harden, he put out a tweet. And I believe that if James Harden holds out for longer than 30 days, he will basically, with the new collective bargaining agreement, it's basically he's avoiding his contract. And that year of service is not, like, he's not going to get paid. Like, supposedly the Sixers hold the leverage. If you can find that tweet real quick, it's actually a very good tweet that, like, kind of puts into perspective what the stuff that, okay, right here. So here's the CBA language for withholding services. A player who withholds playing services called for by a player contract for more than 30 days after the start of last season covered by his player contract shall be deemed not to have completed his player contract by rendering the playing services called for thereunder. Accordingly, such a player shall not be a veteran free agent and shall not be entitled to negotiate or sign a player contract with any other professional basketball team until a team for which the player last played expressly agreed otherwise. So basically, even if he never plays another game for the Sixers this season and they don't trade him, he technically can't be a free agent next year off season without the approval of the 76ers. Correct me if I'm wrong from how I read that.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty deep.
Yeah, and look, first off, Daryl Morey, you just trade him. Like, honestly, I would call up the Sixers. I would call up the Clippers and be like, James Harden, Norman Powell, Terrence Mann, and Marcus Morris, and throw me, and let's just do draft pick swaps. No pick is actually.
I think if you're the Clippers, man, you gotta, as cool as Terrence Mann is, you gotta take that trade.
You're dead because
James Harden.
Yeah, Marcus Morris is somebody that they wanted to get rid of, so they got rid of Morris. Okay, Terrence Mann, yes, it sucks. Okay, but like you get James Harden. Hopefully, you can get a verbal agreement for him to re-sign on a hometown discount, like you did with Russell Westbrook, and you move into your new arena next offseason with your four-man guys being Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, and Russell Westbrook as the guys who are, you know, the guys you market. I just think that's reasonable. Like, don't get me wrong, losing Norman Powell and Terrence Mann sucks, but I think those two players are very much replaceable. Marcus Morris is just in there for salary filler. Honestly, and I don't think you should trade any picks. If I'm the Clippers, I just tell them, look, we'll just do pick swaps. We'll give you Terrence Mann, just swap picks so that like the Clippers have the favorable odds. But besides that, I don't think there should be draft picks involved.
Yeah, I mean, he just called Daryl Morey a liar in China. So
was that in China?
Yeah, it was in China.
How does Shams Charania have the video? Was Shams Charania in China with him?
It was, what's up, Chris? It was he was at an Adidas thing. He was like talking to Adidas. He was at an Adidas something. So it was a public event. Yeah, it's crazy. But so he just called Daryl Morey a liar to the public media in China. So at this point, if James Harden,
there's no public media in China.
But if he's going to be such a diva and this is just a sign for things to come and we got to deal with the fat suit and all that, then yeah, I don't really need any draft picks. And the Clippers, man, it would be KJ Martin Jr. He's awesome. They still got Plumlee.
I'm telling you,
Zubats,
you tell me.
Batum.
I honestly think if I'm the Sixers, Marcus Morris, Norman Powell, and Terrence Mann is a pretty fucking good haul for James Harden. I think you're still a championship team with those guys.
The Sixers? Or the Clippers?
Yeah, the Sixers. I think both teams, with that trade, I don't think anyone loses. I think they're both at the same level.
Come on.
Okay, the Clippers might be a little bit better, but like I think the Clippers lose some depth while the Sixers gain depth and they get more players that don't need the ball in their hand.
Yeah, it's just that they just lost their second best player.
Ooh, Tyrese Maxey.
Oh, Tobias Harris, their third best player. So
You mean their fourth, James
they'd
Harden?
still be a good. They'd still be a good playoff team. But James Harden, did he lead the league in assists last year? He's a hooper. Patrick Beverly is
Okay,
ready.
first off, I want you to know, like, assists numbers, fuck that. I don't give a fuck. You can average, if you're a good offense, you could not even be an elite passer and average 12 assists a game. I mean, you have to be somewhat of a good passer, but, like, that's all offense, okay? That's just all offense and having good players. Like, yes, Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey, and Joel Embiid to pass the ball to. He's going to lead fucking the league in assists, okay? All those guys can score at fucking will.
Yeah, but he's also. I mean, this is James Harden. He's a good passer. He's a very good passer.
No, I am. I'm just saying, yes, James Harden's a good passer. He has averaged double-digit assists multiple times in his career. And his game is better than what people are saying. Like, he has evolved his game to fit how he's aged. Now, I'm a big proponent of this. Just trade. The longer you hold on to James Harden, the trade value is going to go down.
Yeah. And there's not, even though he led the league in assists, there's not much trade value right now. He's a diva. Or so he can tend to be.
There's three things that could happen. He ends up on the Clippers, okay? Stays with the Sixers, or he gets traded to a third team. And I think the third team could be either the Portland Trail Blazers if they try to keep Dame, or the Miami Heat if they miss out on fucking Dame.
Yeah. The Heat. I would love for the Suns, but Portland is a awesome dream to happen. That would be something.
Yeah, take Anthony Simons and Josip Nurkic and Naz Little off my hands.
And they actually keep Damian Lillard.
Yeah. Or if Damian Lillard gets traded to like a different team than the Heat can go, here's Tyler Hero, Nikola Jovic, and 2 first-round picks for James Harden. I mean, people forget that James Harden, before he accepted the player option, a lot of people were speculating the Miami Heat were dark horses in free agency to get James this year. So there's always, for any player, you have to understand that a superstar, Miami's always an option because everyone wants to go there.
What's James Harden and Jimmy Butler's relationship like?
I don't think anyone doesn't. I think everybody in the league likes Jimmy Butler. I've never heard anyone disparage Jimmy Butler. Never. Tell me once you've heard someone talk shit about Jimmy Butler. No one. It seems like Jimmy Butler, well-liked amongst players in the league. Even though he's an intense guy and can seem like a douchebag, it seems like on a human level, personal level, everybody loves him. You always see him when he's with LeBron, Steph Curry, everybody. They're all smiles with Jimmy. And Jimmy's with Shakira now. So it seems like Jimmy's a really charismatic. Yeah, he's dating Shakira.
Wow.
And Shakira says she really likes Jimmy and Jimmy makes her happy. And I think Shakira's 6 years old. And I think Jimmy's 6 or 7 years younger than Shakira. I think Shakira's 40 and Jimmy's 33 or 34. And Shakira is Jimmy's a good dude, it seems. Honestly, from what I can think of, I don't think I've ever heard anyone go oh, fuck Jimmy Butler.
Yeah,
tell me. Yeah, everyone
Bulls Nation loves him.
No, and the other thing is every single team he's played for, the fans still love him. He's never left any fan base. Timberwolves fans all go we wish we kept Jimmy Butler. We wish that didn't happen. Bulls fans, they all said we shouldn't have traded Jimmy Butler for Zach LaVine. Sixers fans say that we should have done something to keep Jimmy Butler. You know what I mean? Everybody likes Jimmy Butler. Again, never heard anything bad on the guy. So for me, I think